Hey, what is going on, guys? This is the SS Ultimate Goku back with another video to do my Bleach English dub episode 378 Thousand Years Blood War review. Oh wow. So we get right back into where it left off in the last episode. Which is basically Ichigo's father, Isshin, basically telling him the story, of what was going on. They talked about how he talked to the head captain, gave him pretty much the entire report on the successful mission, except the detail about how he was rescued by a Quincy. But he basically waived his, going on a commission because of, being able to save people with the special hollow that he took out, as he reported it. Of course, again, he lifts out the Masaki, his Ichigo's mother. So yeah, there's that. Meanwhile, Ichigo's mother feels drained. And while she's in the human world with, her classmates and, walking out of high school or whatever. And she actually runs into Isshin, which he becomes very effective later on in this episode. Yeah, she was seems to really be fainting since the attacks from the this special hollow. As the hollow, is kind of becoming attached to her, essentially. She basically betrayed the Quincy's, essentially, in the house that she was living, for helping the Soul Reapers. They tell on her, like the maid or whatever tells her, and as they're getting an argument, on what actually happened, she actually collapses, and Masaki gets a hole in her chest. And then Urihu's father actually comes out and basically runs out to try and help, try to save her. Ironically enough, he runs into Isshin, Ichigo's dad, and then he basically blames him for Masuzi's condition. Isshin appears and basically, tells them to come with him. And so they go to his shop. And basically talks about how he has been really doing this for 100 years, trying to help people out on this. But he basically tells them that he could save her, but she won't be the same. She won't be the same as she once was. She can save her, but she won't be the same, basically. However, they need basically a Soul Reaper to basically save her. They keep going over the explanation from the humans to the Quincy's, but in this case, it needed to be a Soul Reaper. Because of this, Rashin, Urio's father, just basically thinks, oh, he's never going to do it. He's never going to go for it. He's a Soul Reaper. And without any hesitation, he does. And basically saves Mizuki from dying. The operation was successful. She survived, but again, the catch was that by doing this, he would lose his soul reaping abilities, and they would probably never come back. There was a couple caveats on possibility of it coming back, but for pretty much the most part, the chances of the Soul Reaper powers coming back were slim to none. But he does eventually get the powers back, as we know. But again, there were special reasons to why this happened. But the thing that really annoyed me about this, and we've been talking about the plot holes for a couple of weeks now, and this just made it worse, because they said that all future descendants of him and her, because that their souls were kind of attached to one another basically now, by him rescuing her, by their future, like, kids, if they, well, obviously if they didn't decide to marry each other, but like any future kids that they decide to have, would pick up these traits. They would both have the hollow abilities in them now, and that's what gets transferred to, to any future kids. So, my question is here, why the hell is Ichigo the only one affected? I have never once seen the sisters have any hollow issues or any traits, abilities, nothing. I mean, the one sister, I remember the one sister did have being able to see ghosts, but that was it. So, again, plot hole city, never explained, probably never will be. This is a glaring plot hole that will probably never be established. But, of course, they just made it worse. Anyways, so not only that, Ichigo's father isn't able to see souls anymore. Well, until, I guess, his mother died. I guess that's when he was able to get his abilities back, or at least not soon after from that. Well, yeah, because she didn't have... So basically, the Quincy didn't have any resistance, where Soul Reapers have that resistance because of their soul pressure or whatever, and that's kind of what did that, and that allowed them to be human. But again, that means, I guess, they were humans. But again, Ichigo still had the abilities, and they said that every gene would be passed down. So why don't these other, why does the sisters of Ichigo not have the same abilities? It doesn't make sense. Especially since the younger sister doesn't have anything. I remember this stuff. Come on, guys. Come on. So then they kind of show the whole story of basically, Ichigo's mom and dad, their love story, how she went to college after her senior year of high school, I guess. I'm assuming she was a senior in high school. When all this stuff happened. So then, she goes to college. Obviously, she leaves the Quincy's. And then, because, what's the point of staying in the Quincy's household when she basically really doesn't have her Quincy abilities anymore? for the most part, as she's now just really a regular human now. So she ends up going off to college and trying to do a career. And Ichigo's father uses his medical stuff so he can kind of be an hospital person, even though he's from the Soul Society and has literally no actual licensed degree. I wonder how that one worked out. But anyways, yeah, they ended up, falling in love and marrying and whatnot. And so that was the end of the story. And Ichigo took it all in. And, was really upset about it. So yeah, they were and they also explained the the Ichigo's father basically explained, who basically the boss is of the Quincy's, who is basically like the father of like all the Quincy's, that made the Quincy's. And that was basically who led the invasion. He basically talks about that. And that's, talks about, the Quincy texts and stuff. Meanwhile, they run into the Ichigo's manager, like boss or whatever, and she returns the substitute Soul Reaper thing at the end of the episode too. And this I believe was after the credits. They did the credits and then they did the end scene. I think I'm doing it a little out of order right now, but they did the end credits and then they did the I think they did that and then they did the whole thing with Ichigo. Oh no, actually it was before that. I'm sorry. They did it before that after the end credits. They did this whole explanation for why his mom died, and it was not because of, it was not an accident or whatever, from Hollow just randomly attacking, just to save save Ichigo from 9 years ago from the people's powers. But in reality, what actually happened was Ichigo's mom should have had enough Quincy ability to take out the Hollow instantly. It should have been no big deal. But unfortunately, her abilities stopped working at that moment and she died. Because of this, it was basically because of the father of the Quincy's, who can take away abilities from the Quincy's if he wants to, if he feels that person's unworthy, as they call him. And it's from the Quincy ancient text, as they said. But basically, the boss of all the Quincy's, basically felt she was unworthy and she died because of it. That's, why the Hollow was able to kill her, because she was unworthy to him. So she took away his Quincy abilities. He took away her Quincy abilities, and that was the end of her. That's how she died. And, yeah, it was kind of painful for her. It really kind of sucked. But Ichigo was shocked by it, and he was like, "Thank you, Dad, for telling me this." And he kind of walks out in kind of despair, because he just kind of like doesn't know what he's gonna do. Again, his job boss manager like gave him his substitute Soul Reaper badge. Interesting to see what he's gonna do with that. But he's like, after that, I just gotta go, and he leaves. And that is the end of this episode. Again, more questions than answers. And very interesting to see what Ichigo will do. Now that he knows that he's kind of a Quincy. I mean, I don't know exactly if he has the Quincy abilities, though. Because they did say that, like, future descendants of Ichigo... They said that Ichigo's future descendants wouldn't have those abilities, though. The powers and stuff, because they were, like, regular humans. But... I mean, they already gave him their abilities back when his mom died, or the father got his abilities back when his mom died, or when Ichigo's mom died. So, I don't know. Well, oh yeah, and they also talked about all of Ichigo's build-ups to like how he became what he became as a Soul Reaper, and discovering his Hollow powers, or Rankar powers, Bankai, all that stuff. They talked about that stuff. But I mean, I'm very curious to see where this goes exactly. Because what is Ichigo going to do with this reality? I mean, obviously he wants to continue being a Soul Reaper. That was his thing. But will he accept that now that he has this new information? That's going to be like kind of the interesting whole dynamic of this. Because obviously the Quincy's are the bad guys here. So he gonna make that crossroad right now. But I think he'll make the right one. But yeah, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Comment, rate. If you like this video, my videos, please subscribe. Hit that bell for all the latest contents. Yeah, guys. That's about it. Bankai, I am the SS Ultimate Goku, and I'm out of it. Peace! Also, besides my YouTube channel, the SS Ultimate Goku, make sure to follow me on Twitch, the SS Ultimate Goku, Instagram, the SS Ultimate Goku, and then I also have my Discord server, anime dubs, cartoons, discussions, live action anime, or live action cartoon, or live action shows, live action movies, sports, all that good stuff. So make sure to go to the Discord for discussions. And now I'm out. Peace.